Hey everyone, welcome to another week. I feel like I'm just finishing one of these and another one needs to be done. And I'm always like a couple days late too, right? Today's already Wednesday when I'm recording this, so we're gonna do the abridged version again. Yeah, this holy crap, guys. Like there's just so much going on and talking to everybody. It's it's tough right now. It's a bit of a go. And I only, really want to address this because I just want you to know that like this is happening to everyone that I'm talking to and me, and we're all kind of going through this just a lot in the outside world, in our own worlds, lots of things coming up for review. I was talking with someone yesterday that it feels like we're being tested again. Um, which, like for most of us that have been doing this a long time, we're like, I swear I've already done this work. Um, and so, yeah, as of like Monday, that's I was kind of feeling like really hopeless actually. I just had enough, like in terms of it was just becoming frustrating that seemingly in this process nothing is happening. We seem to be staying in that negative feedback loop, you know, bad things continue to happen out there. Um, but and we still know like um at the end of the day it's not even about a test anymore. It's really like I think, and if you're watching this too, you've probably at a certain level where it's just like, it's the process of everybody else waking up out there, and it's frustrating because we want to get things moving but they're not quite to speed yet. And so um it can be frustrating because you know, it feels like we're one step forward, two steps back all the time. So I wanted to definitely pop on for this week and just say, I've had a couple days with it now, sitting with that hopelessness. And I'm like, I know that it's not true. Like in the deep depths of my soul, I know it's not true. And it's interesting because it's funny when you start to have conversations with people and then things I'm watching on YouTube or seeing on Facebook, or well, I'm not really on Facebook, I mean Instagram, whatever social media you use, but then stuff starts to enter your world, that kind of explains it a bit, and then you realize too that it's not just your little microcosm, it's all these little microcosms going through these things, and that we're truly not alone, and that it is about the collective clearing this stuff. So I feel like sometimes when we're like in that like hopeless and despair, energetically, we're actually probably picking up on other people's feelings or emotions. And what I think's been happening this last week and into this week is that there's a lot of people that are starting to experiencing these feelings and emotions, but they're not awake. And so they have no idea what is happening to them. So instead, it's human nature. For some reason, instead of us trying to get to the bottom of it or talk to other people, we lash out at others. And we're seeing a lot of that, particularly in the spiritual community. And it's interesting because one of the things I saw this morning, I was watching, I'll try to remember to link it. I never do the links, I'm so bad, but I will do my best. But if you don't watch her channel, you should definitely subscribe, see if it's your cup of tea kind of thing. But Amanda Ellis, she was on YouTube this morning talking about entity attachments and lower frequencies and that kind of thing. And and I can definitely say for myself, that's what I feel has been going on with me, is that I depleted my energy so low that I did have an attachment come in, and they're really, they're low energy, like they're not gonna overtake you, but they can, like to a degree where it was like I was just like, this is hopeless. Like, why are we even doing this anymore? And I knew fundamentally, like I said, deep down in my soul, that I didn't really believe that and that I didn't feel that. but that I was picking that up from the collective, but also that there's like this little low energy going, that's right. You you have no hope. There is no hope. And really starting to fill your head and your thoughts and your vibration with this low energy. Um, and so it's sometimes tricky to pull yourself out of there. So I just wanted to definitely pop on this week and say that's what's been going on for me. Um, and just also like it's really interesting. Like we started to talk about this last week too, is the little tests of things like let me throw a rock into your windshield at a high velocity and crack it right across. And then let's see how you deal with that. Trust me, I did not deal with it well at first. I had my spitfire yelling moment. Anyway, and then I got over it. And I also fundamentally realized like it's not the end of the world, Kim. Like chill down. So this is all just part of the human experience though too, right? Like we're not meant to not react to stuff. It's again, it's this thing about even this like when you talk about going down the rabbit hole, it's like, go look at the stuff, look at the deep dark stuff. Don't stay there. Make sure you have yourself set up so you can get yourself back out, right? So yeah, so not so much. Anyway, the other thing that I wanted to say with the Amanda Ellis thing is that, um, yeah, just that these lower attachments, we just have to like, clear them. So the best way to clear them, honestly, is just to like when you recognize what it is, just to say like, are you of the light? And it can't lie to you. It can't stay. And so, and something she said, this is what was really like critical to for me, and I want to share with you in case you don't go and watch it, is that when we're kicking up the light and shining it on the dark, it starts to freak out and it's like it knows it's losing its foothold, right? And so it's gonna do like on the big scale in the world, it's doing the big Hail Marys. What can we do to just like pull out all stops and pull as many souls down with us into the dark depths? And that's what they're going to do every time the light gets kicked up. So, like the week before, when things, like I said, the reading was very positive and that we were heading into better energy. And we definitely were on that timeline. And then I slowly watched just the way stuff started happening in the world and in my life. And I was like, holy crap, they're gonna retaliate. And the dark did. And they got a lot of people. Like I've been listening to some stories from people and I'm like, ooh, like that's a dark place. So yeah, it's just our job at this point to clear that energy. Just be like, I don't need you. I don't want you as part of my life. And so it's calling in whoever you need to on your angelic guides, ascended master, whatever team you need to call in, your galactics, whoever it is, call them in, ask it to be cleared. Um, or for yourself, just say it. It's all intention. Like, I don't resonate with this. You need to leave. You're not of the light. Thank you. Actually, it's really funny because I I used to do like a little nighttime protection sort of prayer when I went to bed, just asking for, only pure white healing lights to be within the space of my room, the space of my house, and the surrounding area. And then all lower energies must now leave. I did this every night and I've kind of stopped doing it for a while. And like it just occurred to me right now, I got to do that like every night when I'm sleeping because that's been part of I think where I got run down is I'm sleeping, but I'm out there fighting in the universe all night with like all kinds of energy. I've been getting like mystery bruises that like they kind of look like karate chops, so there must be kung fu fighting out in the universe at night. But I know that like even sleep was depleting me, which it shouldn't. It should be like, you know, revitalizing the human body. So it just seems like if they're gonna kick up their game because they're losing and they're gonna pull out every last ditch effort, um, all I just want to say is yeah, just it's not to be scary or to be, uh, yeah, to frighten you. It's like, but clean, clean up your energy field. Make sure, I'm actually on the weekend gonna have a session of Reiki to just make sure I don't have any holes in my aura, because I probably do. Like, just I, um, just the way things have been going in personal life too. It's like, okay, like I'm depleting myself because I'm just not paying attention to my actual self care, which I know is so bad. I don't usually do that. But yeah, it's getting back in, doing meditations, but also like at the beginning of your day, wrapping yourself in protective energy, however that looks to you. There's the full armor of God, if you want to use that. I think it's a really good one. I just like to start my day getting out of my bed, putting that on, because it seems to definitely be highly protective. But you can use, even that's what I suggested, is like clear out the lower energy and then seal yourself in, protective light. So if that just came, protective light just came on at 11:11. So make sure you're doing your protections. Okay, we kind of got two cards this week. Um, we got discernment. So that's telling me there's still going to be lots going on in that outside world, where lots of news and disclosures coming in, and like there's so much that has to be revealed, that it has to come out incrementally, but it's going to be tough, and you have to use your discernment too, because so that let's talk purely right now about the whole alien agenda, or like whatever we want to call that. So it's really, the disclosure part of it is starting to really kick up, and that we might have some tangible answers that, yes, we are not alone in this universe, and that quite possibly they've been on Earth for quite a long time in disguise. So those two facts right away will probably like blow some of you out of the water going, what? um, the reason that I'm really gonna harp on the discernment is you have to take everything into your heart this week when you hear something, and really feel if it feels the vibration of love or if it does not. And if it does not, you know, tuck it away, let it go, don't bother. I don't even know what to say. Um, I don't even know how to say this like without like, because it does sound like it's going to be bad, but there's also, for every like true fact that could come out, there's also going to be an agenda by the darker side to, uh, well, basically, they're going to try to create fear, more fear. Their game is always fear, right? That's what C-19 was. That's what, like, every single thing, climate, everything right now is all about how much fear can we put these people in? Because when they're in that low vibration, we control them explicitly. No, no other questions about it. When you're in that low fear vibration, that is when we slip into fear, and then we just follow everything we're told because we're under a spell, more or less. Let's put it that way. Anyway, so they are going to also try to use this uh, connection to the galactics in a way where it creates fear. It's just going to happen. Um, so when those events happen, it's like really reach into your heart, and like it's like, well, no, I don't really think that that's true, and I know my galactic family, and so they would never harm us ever in a million years. They want nothing but to see us succeed and help this planet ascend. So, and they know that we came here for this mission. They're our biggest cheerleaders. They're the ones cheering us on. So, yeah, it's critical in these next couple weeks to use discernment. Um, I do feel like there's a lot about the portal coming up about with solstice. So, um, I'm going to tune into that more on the weekend. and that kind of thing. But just for the week, as things start to come in, it's just really critical too that we don't just like how we get into spells and lower energy is that we do just follow what we're told and we just believe it. Hands on, I believe it. But why? Why do you believe it? Do you really believe it? That's the big question. Sit down and listen to your heart. Like we have to start communicating with ourselves and our higher self and get the answers. We can't just be like, "Oh, that sounds okay, but it scares me, but I guess we'll just do it." Don't do that to yourself. Really take it into your heart and decide. Listen, 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 and discern. Right? It's funny because like the heart in this picture has an eye. It's like we have to see with love, which is a totally foreign concept to us. But it's like if you bring it in and it doesn't resonate, then just say, you're not for me, um, and talk to your guides and find out what is it that you do truly believe. We also got the rediscovery card, which now this is interesting too, because I always say the little ones in this deck are like, oops, ooh. The little ones in this deck are always are like the inner child kind of thing. But also in her heart is the goddess energy, the pregnant goddess energy. So again, things are coming around for us to rediscover who we truly are. And that's, I think, the biggest disclosure that's going to happen is like, and it's almost like if I started to tell you all of it now, you would so disbelieve me that you would probably never watch this channel again. So it's one of those ones that also has to come out in increments and is coming out in increments. So again, the work we need to do around this week is to take it into the heart, ask, and rediscover what we truly believe and who we really are. I know that's a lot. That's weighty for this week. We'll see what the day by day, the week or day by day says. But okay, let's look at one of these tarots for the overall week. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to be ending up talking about the disclosure thing too, but uh, but yeah, it's like there's obviously lots of information on its way out. So don't be shocked or surprised. Just sit with it and feel into your feelings about it, not anybody else's. We also got the tower, so yeah, shit's burning down and falling down. Once again, we don't want to go. I mean, that's a pretty evil looking card. um, but it can again, we don't move forward until the complete burn down happens, and then we rise from the ashes, right? So, uh, let's read this card. My eyes are I'm getting old. It's terrible. I have faith. All is not lost. If I am committed to my spiritual beliefs, even in times of great pain, ignorance, and suffering. Yeah, it's like 100% going back to the heart. So whether your beliefs, like all of our beliefs are different, right? I believe in this galactic connection. You don't need to believe in them. Um, but always take it back to whatever your faith is, whether that's purely faith in God, in the universe, whatever you call it. Um, so it's just saying this week's going to still be, again, like I said, they're going to try to push the fear. They're already trying to push the fear with, I don't know how much I can talk about this on here because, the AI is just set to talk about or to say certain words and then they just delete your video. They don't care. So anyway, but with all the forest destruction going on, it is trying to scare us and make us not feel well too, like legitimately harm us a bit, right? So, but we're being asked, do not go into fear over this stuff. Do your best to stay in a state of love and keep your faith and hope. Like I said, that was something I definitely lost last week, but I'm gaining it back. I'm gaining it back because the only way we manifest something hopeful is to be hopeful. So, it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? All right, let's do one portal card for this whole week and see what we get. Oh, nice. We got the Venusian Galactic Council. I believe Venus is still like that energy of the conjunction in Leo of being in love. That's all still present. Star being guides, answer the call, time to shine. Yeah, so that's for me, that's like the solution to all that fear is to bring the light. Bring it and shine it. It's like one of those things like that's our hope, right? It's like, okay, bring the light in and warm up your heart, heal your being on all levels, be of the light. And then when you are feeling in a better place, we start to beam that light out. And again, like I said, we're going to beam this light out and it's going to kick up all the dusty, dark shadows. But that's what we need to do. We need that to start dissipating. So, and that's the thing too, right? The thing that if you can keep it in the back of your head is no matter what, the light always wins. There's no way that this can win against the light. And in the timeline scenario, if we're talking about timelines and in the future, the light has already won. This battle that we're currently in, it's already been decided, it's already won. So it's just a matter of keeping that hope and faith through that process. So I know that's a lot, and it's hard when everything is like looking down in the dumps and it's just too much to muster up any kind of hope or faith. But it's just asking us to keep returning to the light, keep returning to heart center, to love, and, just keeping that vibration as high as we can. And as stuff comes in, to definitely listen to it and discern it, but to not stay in the low energy of the fear around it. So like not staying in fear or sadness or despair. Those are all the same emotion. They all boil down to fear. Everything boils down to fear or bubbles up to love. So it's just a matter of that's the frequency thing, right? It's like try to keep your frequency more in the bubbling up to love rather than like boiling down into fear. So, all right, let's take a look at each day. Again, we're going to do Monday through Wednesday and Thursday through Sunday. I will do. I just want to quickly talk about Holding Space Sunday. So I've kind of come up with a little idea. Because sometimes I get home on a Sunday because it is my day off around like, in the evening. But it's too late to record a video and put it up. It just doesn't. So I have to do it during the day and I don't always get to it. So what I'm thinking of doing is a summer series. And I'm going to start doing them live again. But the theme of them is going to be I'm going to do this summer song series. So there's been a bunch of songs that have been written that I always want to like break down and talk about and read about. So obviously on YouTube, I have to read them unless I sing them myself, which that's not my thing. Like I like singing and I think I sound okay, but I don't want to do that every time. So I'll end up linking, if I remember, videos that you can watch with the full song and listen to it. But we're going to break down each song, kind of go through the lyrics, read some cards, and then at the end, we'll do the meditation part as I'll read the song through. So, anyway, I'm going to give it a shot. I just also wanted to do something for summer that was maybe a little more light and a little more fun because we all could use that right now. All right, let's take a look at the week. All right, let's take a look at Monday through Friday. just trying to think. The decks I use this week are kind of interesting. Monday through Friday. I just said that. I meant Monday to Wednesday to today. Um, I just kind of like intuitively picked three decks really quick. We'll just see how they work. I picked Work Your Light, so we can have some advice on working that. But I also picked the Angel Healing because I just also, it's the hands of light, using our light for and calling on our angels. And um, and then I did the Divine. Oops, I can't remember the name of that deck. Okay, let's look at Work Your Light first. Okay, so we also got the Tower coming up in there. That the crumbling is the card. What are you clinging on to? Um, in this case, I don't think it's like things from the past or anything like that, but it very well may be those lower energies of clinging on because that's the safe space. Like, and so that could be anything from addictions to just old patterns that that we're following. But I really feel like it's almost like we're clinging on to that fear, like we need to it it feels safe, but it's not safe. So it's time to let it go. Um, take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. So yeah, I just feel like a lot of us have been depleting ourselves lately. I know I've been doing it. So energetically, this isn't a like stop doing the work you're doing, but energetically, it's like take more time for rest and self care. And when I say self care too, I don't mean like going to the spa and doing that kind of stuff. And if that helps you, please do it. I just mean things like paying attention to your daily practice of shielding yourself in protective energy. Um, yeah, like just doing like the most you can to be in those energies, but but don't be overdoing things, like trying to get everything done energetically. We also got soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Yeah, that's been a big one this week. I've been definitely calling in my tribe because it was just getting so frustrated with things. I was like, please help me. Um, and so yeah, a lot of my tribe right now is like all over the universe, the actual planet doing things. So it's hard to get them together, but uh, just a quick text or a quick email sometimes can be the most reassuring thing. Yeah. Ooh, okay, fun. Okay, so the first one that came out is Archangel Michael, shield yourself. Protect yourself from harsh or fear based energies by envisioning a cocoon of healing light surrounding you. Yeah, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they are just like hammering it home. It's like you don't need to be doing all this huge work out there where you're meditating and trying to find all the answers and diving down all the rabbit holes. This is purely about us and protecting our energy right now because there are, again, not to put us into fear, but there's lots of lower energy trying to just stir shit up. And if we're not like in our best place energetically, it's gonna seep in. There's this we've got to do our best to seal our aura, seal our heart space, and stay in love. We also got crown chakra. Pay attention to your ideas as they are messages of true divine guidance sent in answers to your prayers. So this is where I'm saying it's like this is the discernment. It comes from it's the answers are coming in from the divine and into our hearts. So as soon as something happens out there and you're questioning it or it puts you into fear, um, ask for divine guidance, listen for the answer, um, and then take it into the heart to discern it, which is funny because we also got heart chakra. The answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. Yeah. So this is just our reminder of like, it's kind of like our instructions for these first 3 days are just like, remember who you are in terms of like you have the power to not let this trip you up, to not go into despair, to not dive into these lower energy or stay in those lower energies. How we pull ourselves up now is we protect and shield ourselves. We ask for the answers. We listen for the answers. We do a little bit of meditation, a little bit of self care. We're not being asked to solve the whole world's problems right now. That stuff's going to come through anyway. So this is really purely about us taking care of ourselves in these first 3 days. So, energetically speaking, just because I feel like we've probably let it slide or deplete, um, and we need to, the last card, we need to have faith again, coming back to faith. Miraculously and amazingly, everything I need always comes. Love is opening me to receive beyond anything I can imagine. Yeah. If you, again, okay, so what's coming right now is that faith. Again, we always think of faith as what is our religion? Who do we believe in? Let your faith be in love and the amplitude of that frequency of love. We also got divine abundance. Ooh, this is really lagging. Must be having internet problems. You were born to align with love's will. Follow the Tao and serve something beyond the ego. Learn to be abundant, not chase it. Interesting. I like that card. That's really neat. So, yeah, just again, it's about aligning with love. And what does love want to see happen? That's a good question to ask, too. What would love do? And we also got allowing. Radical acceptance says yes to reality in any given moment. So what's needed can come next. Yeah, this is a lot of the times too when we're doing this work, but we're also trying to manifest, like abundance for ourselves, or and that part about chasing it. It's like if we're sitting there constantly wishing for things and they're not materializing, or it's things that we don't want are materializing, it's usually because we're slightly out of alignment. So it's almost like you have to put it out there and give it time to come back in. Yeah, so just allowing what is. It's not the easiest. It's never my favorite, that's for sure. I always want to control and micromanage the universe. Anyway, so yeah, just spend a bit more time this week on yourself and nobody else and not the problems of the world. Make sure you're in the protective bubble of light, um, and getting back to the basics. And again, not working so hard. That take a break card keeps like screaming in my ear. So it's not that we're not doing any work, but it's just like take it a bit more easy on yourself. Like this is big stuff to manifest and big stuff to switch and change. Um, Allow what comes, see what comes, live in the heart, you know, ask for the abundance, but ask to be more aligned to it, to be aligned to love's will, to have more faith in love. That seems to be the big. I know it was a lot for 3 days, but that's, it gives us a good basis. So I feel like we could also pick and choose like just one of those things to focus on in those 3 days. Well, the 3 days are already gone because it's already Wednesday. But um, if you're watching this tonight, then just do a review of the last couple days. And I would see where things maybe didn't go well, and kind of recognize maybe that it was because you were operating more in fear than you were in love, and that it didn't quite go as you planned. That's just what's coming to me also, because I feel like that's what I've been doing. Like Monday, I think I was operating in this place of like hopelessness and despair, and then I just made things a little bit worse until I pulled my socks up on Tuesday night last night and got going today back into the heart, back into love and having hope and some faith. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All right, looking at Thursday through Sunday, and then we'll sum up the week and hopefully, yeah, like I said, I still am in this process of sort of restructuring the channel. So in terms of like, I still want to do something at least 2 times a week, but we're definitely going to see. Okay, so the first card we got for the end of the week is Awakening. Energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. So that's the interesting part because I think right now, with everything going on, like at the beginning of this week being in this lower thing, is that it was kind of a test, but not in the way we think. It's like it was also our probably higher self looking at how where the alignments still are not in alignment, and how to correct them. So I feel like at a soul level, stuff was going on and like turning up emotions. And because it's funny because the other card that came up was Mirror, which is who or what is triggering you. I know I hate that word, but it's true. Like I got triggered on Monday like really bad by like the bad people of this world. I just wanted them all rounded up and hit in the head with a rock, thrown in the ocean. Yeah, that's the kind of mood I was in on Monday. Anyway, so really investigating into that stuff because it's time to clear it, right? It's time for us to move into this new way of being. We're just in the process of integrating it. It's not the most comfortable. It isn't going as well as like, we all thought this would be like a airy fairy unicorn ride with rainbows and lollipops, but it just bloody isn't. We also got trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? And so this is the funny thing. It's like the question is if you knew, but the faith part of this is you are supported by the universe. What are you going to go do to help integrate this energy within you to help your awakening process? Um, Again, it's things to meditate on and to think about or to dream about. And it might be something as simple as like, you know what, I need a new crystal that's going to help me, uh, that I'm going to work with every day. It doesn't have to be like this big, like I'm going to go out and start a mission and do all this stuff. Anyway, I mean, you could do that if you're so inclined and you're going to go for it big, go for it big. That it can just be something small. That's what I'm feeling. Right? One more. Oops. All right. Interesting cards. Hmm. I was trying to think. I'd never seen that one before. Okay. Ah. Okay, so we've got. I'm just going to read this because I don't feel like it totally fits in, but we ended up getting 3 other cards. So, past life issue. This situation has a basis in one of your previous lifetimes. Ask your angels to help you remember, release, learn, and heal from your past experience. Honestly, I can't say much about that. Like I'm not feeling super connected to that for me, but maybe it is. And again, it is about just asking and to clear it. I don't think we have to go into a lot of like detail about what it is. If you think you do, you definitely want to go have like a past life regression or something. Um, we also got you're a powerful light worker. It is safe for you to be powerful. Your spiritual, powerful power brings great blessings in loving service to the divine. So, yes, there's something about in our past, probably because we've been in those past lives, we've been persecuted and we weren't allowed to be who we are. We weren't allowed to ascend. We weren't allowed to upgrade. We weren't allowed to be uh, the souls we were meant to be just because of the powers that were on this planet. They had a deep, you know, control hold on that. Um, or they just took you out. You were too powerful most of the time. So that somehow seems like it's coming up, tripping us up a bit. So again, you don't need to go in and figure out what that life is. it is really just about finding the essence of it and clearing it. So that's purely doing work with your guides, your angels, whoever you use. Ask what it was, ask to review and release it, take the lesson from it, and then once it's released, to be clear, completely cleared of it. We also got crown chakra again, so just kind of hammering home that, make sure you're connecting with the divine. There's so many words about the divine in here. Like, it's all about this week, really. And that's the thing, is that you may not even need to ask your guides or angels, like, connect straight into the divine and just be like, if we're supposed to be integrating all this stuff, what do I need to do? Because we also got our third eye chakra. It is safe, again, it is safe for you. There's something hanging us up where we don't believe it's safe for us to integrate and embody this new energy. It is safe for you to see the energy of love in all its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. So it's yeah, if you really want to open up to this stuff, even if you don't, I don't want to say you don't have a choice, but it's just like it's who you're meant to be. And as we step into who we're meant to be, that can be really fearful too. It's like all of a sudden I'm having dreams of people, and it's just too much. So again, ask for that stuff to be backed up so that it comes in pleasantly and it's easy for you to understand and change or integrate. But really, it's just we're really getting hammered um, home uh, to be connecting to, like, it's like normally we, okay, this is the analogy I'm getting. It's like sometimes we're getting information from our intuition, our guides, our this, and we're almost being asked to completely I don't want to say bypass, because that'll always be there for you, but it's like plug right into the divine matrix and ask directly, like get the information and the energy and the faith and hope and love directly from divine. It's super weird, but that's what it is. This is funny too, because I believe this is called the divine abundance deck. The divine, yeah. And I'm just gonna laugh my ass off because it's all about what's happening right now is we are completely in the awakening process. We already had that card in this month or whatever, Thursday or Sunday. Awakening. Oh my Lord, wake me from my life as a spiritual sheep. May I hear you through my own instincts and common sense. Listen to the divine. Listen to yourself, because you are divine. See, now I'm just going to make up and sing a song. I don't know. Suddenly I realize I'm trying to finish this because I have to go to work, but I'm just like, I got to finish this. I can't not leave it. Okay, right now, stay in the present and don't get too far ahead of the flow. You'll soon trust that nothing more will come than can be handled in each moment. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's almost like we've had this penchant to I'm the same way. I have zero patience. Like I wanted all of this stuff like solved. I wanted, like I wanted all I wanted everybody to stop hurting animals in the world, stop hurting children, and like why are we living this life? And like nothing is happening, and this hurting other innocent beings is still happening. And that's where I got like so tripped up and so pissed off, and I was like, nothing's happening and this is all useless. And so in that moment that I like did that, I opened a little uh, doorway in my aura, and something lower just came in and went, yeah, you're so right, you suck. And like this is exactly what happened to me. And then down in the dumps I went. Anyway, so it's about being careful about what you're saying and speaking out there too. And just, yeah, as we awaken, things are going to come in, but you'll never get more than you can handle. So just work on it bit by bit. Um, We also got non-duality, which is sort of kind of the also overall goal of where we need to head, right? Because that's the big problem on this damn planet right now, is that we're in so much polarity and division that we are not even seeing our true spiritual selves. Like we're just not believing that at all. non-duality. Let your authentic humanity shine forth while also bowing to the inner divine. You can become fluent at doing both, right? It's not one or the other. It's integrating it all together. This is the part of awakening and ascension. And that's why it's so difficult too, is because it's like, it's not just a process where the light shines in and then we shine and then away we go. It's like, there's a lot of just stuff to get through in this. Anyway, yeah, that's a lot. I know this reading this week has been a lot, but it's just like, honestly, the divine couldn't be speaking to us more loud and clear, um, to just connect and be a part of it and allow, and let the inner divine shine through. How you do that is by connecting to it and asking, you know, what are my next steps, or what can I do best to serve the divine and serve myself and serve the world, right? That's Thursday through Sunday. Alrighty, let's sum it up. It's funny because I don't know if you've noticed in the video, but I'm getting more giddy as we get to the end. And honestly, it's just because I'm laughing because this is the card reading that I needed today, like to pull me out of the dumps. So I hope that it's helping you too. The big thing too is, and it's coming back to that soul tribe card from Monday to Wednesday there, and it's like I think we don't talk sometimes enough to people, but when we start, like what I've been discovering in talking to people in the last couple of days, is that everybody's going through the same thing. And sometimes we think it's just all happening to us. But the reality is that it's happening to the collective in different ways. Like it's going to be different how it addresses it in everybody's life. But just talk to each other because we're all just going through the same thing. So, I don't know, just stitch in my hair there. So, anyway, make sure you reach out to people. You can reach out to me if you need guidance or assistance too, because if you're watching this, we're on the same path. Okay, so we got the Hermit card for the end of the week. I journey to a place of solitude to deepen my understanding of self knowledge. I would say this means that, like, by the end of this week, there's just, we've been asked to take a break and kind of not slow it down, but just kind of realign and change what we're doing. So I feel like by the end of the week, we're going to need a bit of an actual break where we just kind of like need to spend the time alone or meditating and sort of process everything that kind of came at us this week. Because really, if you're like really doing a lot of this work, it's a lot coming at you all the time. So, and again, that's just completely contradictory to what I just said about the whole, getting together with your soul tribe. But this just feels like it's not like you're gonna like hermit away for like the next week, the whole next week. If this is like around Sunday or the beginning of next week, is just taking that time for yourself to journal, to go out into nature, do a nature walk, but processing everything or meditating or however it works for you, but take the time to kind of like regroup with yourself at the end of the week. We got patterns. Interesting. Um, always in this card, it looks like she's holding on, and it looks like it's a bit of a burden. It's too much stuff. So um, it might just be like after you've gone through this week and you've had some new discoveries or some old discoveries of things that aren't working for you or old ways, patterns, um, is to really reflect upon those and make sure you are in the process of letting them go. Because again, this looks like a heavy burden. She doesn't look super happy. Um, and we need to let those go so that we can move into this new energy, and the new energy, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not just part of us, but it's like, um, we can't let new things in until the old ways are like gone, right? Okay, and the last bit for this week is the Thoth light codes. More light codes are coming in. Light initiation, we had this last week. Great teacher awakening and divine magic. That's interesting because part of the thing that we're really trying to tap into here, like throughout the week, was the divine. So learning to use that magical connection to channel the divine and bring that magic to this plane, to ourselves, to our lives, to every, to all of Earth. So yeah, it's kind of like I feel like at the end of the week is about more take. It's not just like I said about hermiting away and hiding from the world. It's taking stock of what we've learned and what we're integrating, what we're getting rid of, what we're keeping, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I journey to a place of solitude to deepen my understanding of my self knowledge. So, just take that time at the end of the week. I hope you have a good week and maybe try to start Holding Space Sunday, the summer song series. It depends. It's raining today. It's supposed to be like this for a few days, so I definitely don't want to be outside doing a live in the rain, but you never know. So, okay, have a good week and we'll see you later. Bye. Oh, I didn't say I love you. Sorry, I'm so distracted by having to get to work, but I do love you and take care of yourselves.